I could just hear her phone ringing, 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 ringing. And I'm thinking, why is she not answering it? And the dogs were over there just barking, barking. I said, no, like, this is wrong. It's all wrong.
We learned that her ex-boyfriend had some violent tendencies. Time's ticking. We gotta find Linda. Let's find her alive. We are doing everything we can do to confirm that Linda's there and if her well-being's okay. When we eventually get inside, gas stove was still on and burning. There are some things on the floor that's usually not there. We see the lamp knocked over, and there's a broken necklace on the floor, along with Linda's purse and cell phone.
When I saw the broken necklace, that was like fear. You could tell that it had been ripped off. It was like, no way.
Definitely appeared to be some kind of struggle happened in there, a fight of some kind or something. The worst case is she has been taken against her will, and what else has happened to her?
When discussing possible suspects, they had mentioned Linda's ex-boyfriend, Charles Wilhite, that Linda had recently broken up with, and Jay Roth, that had been with Linda the night before at Linda's house. We needed to find them as quickly as possible to figure out where Linda was.
All right, Jay, again, I appreciate you coming in and talking with me. So you were with her last night.
Yeah.
Tell me about last night. Tell me what you guys did last night.
Called me, wanted to go dumpster diving.
And then you went back to Linda's?
Mm-hmm. We just talked a little bit like that and sat watched TV.
Okay. And then how late did you stay over there?
I left there, a few minutes after 3, I think it was.
Okay.
I texted her, made it home okay, because she was worried about me.
Did she reply back to you when you sent her this text?
No. You'd probably sleep already.
Can I see that? Okay. Do you mind? How do I see the rest of your messages?
Okay.
Whenever I asked to look at his phone, he readily gave it up, and his version of events matched the text messages. It did not appear that he was holding anything back.
What would you consider your guys' relationship?
Pretty good friends.
Yeah.
Well, we've had a little bit of it.
You had a little bit in a relationship, maybe having sex on occasion. Is that what you're talking
Yes.
about? Okay. Have you guys ever had any problems before with each other?
Oh, we've got in little arguments and stuff like that a couple times, but
Nothing big though.
It just passes and stuff.
He really didn't provide anything that would add suspicion to him. So Jay is free to go.
Get up a seat for me there. Thanks, Charles. All right. When was the last time you talked to Linda?
Valentine's Day.
You guys were together for how long?
For 18 years.
When did you guys separate or break
It
up?
was the middle of last year. I was tired of all the arguing fighting. That's when she started hanging around with Jay. He helped her move out.
Did she mention that she was having problems with anyone?
Jay was the only one I know of. She told me that he'd beat her up and kicked her out of his van. I found out today that she never did press charges on him. I've heard from 2 different people. Jay was the last people that were supposed to have been seen with her. I hope you guys catch him quick.
Well, I appreciate you coming in again and cooperating with us.
My head was kind of spinning, trying to decipher who's being honest, because we had no physical evidence to point us in the right direction.
I told him that Linda had told me that her and Charles did have fights like every other couple, but they had more of a loving, affectionate relationship. And he just was not on my suspect list at all. And then I told him Jay Roth was really the only person that she had had any problems with.
She said that Linda claimed that Jay assaulted her in his vehicle, which matched with what we had heard from Charles Wilhite.
She said he gave her a ride somewhere, and then he tried to choke her and literally tried to pull her tonsils out of her mouth.
our crime scene processors go through the van, and they showed me a very, very small, dark-colored spot in the back of the van. He believed that it was blood, and he said that when they swabbed it up, it appeared fresh. It was a couple days later when they confirmed that it was Linda's blood. I contacted Jay to see if he would respond for another interview, to which he agreed.
Oh, all right, Jay. We're grasping at straws here. Have you heard anything at all?
I haven't heard of
Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
But Jay, there's some stuff that's come up in this investigation, okay? When you allowed us to search your van and process it for evidence, we found blood in your van.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, the blood's fresh. Look at that. 99.9999999% is Linda's. Jay, you need to do the right thing right now. You need to tell us what happened in there, and you need to tell us why it happened.
I'm gonna set this over here because I'm bound to knock it off in my floor if I don't, okay?
Let's get this over with.
Okay, Jay, the questions are about to begin. Are you 65 years old?
Yeah.
Are you physically responsible for Linda Riley's disappearance from her residence on February 27th, 2012?
No.
Did you physically cause the death of Linda Riley on February 27th, 2012?
No.
We're done at this point, Jay. I just need to go over the charts, okay?
Detective Byrne informed me that there was no question of the results, that Jay did fail it. I knew he was not being truthful in his statements, so let's get some closure for Linda's family.
Well, we got the results back, Jay, and it's kind of what we both knew. You failed it pretty bad. Let's just cut to the chase. Were you defending yourself? Was it an accident or was it intentional? It just was a freak thing, wasn't it?
Yeah. We were talking on the couch and so get along just fine, you know. Just things happen. We can just didn't mean to do anything at all. I'm so sorry I didn't mean to hurt her. Now I just got.
What'd she bang her head on?
Edge of the table and the floor. I laid her in the van.
You laid her in the van. You had to carry her out. Okay. And then what'd you do?
When we got to the house, we went in the house. And we talked for a minute.
She woke up.
We went in my room and talked. And she got up, messed up, and got mad and stuff. And said, well, okay, we'll go home. I guess she was madder than what I thought of her. And she went and just smacked me. And I smacked her and she fell and hit her head. And I couldn't get her to wake up.
Where'd you take her, Jay?
Aldrich.
How did you transport her up to the lake?
Burned her.
You buried her.
Burned.
Is she still out there?
What's left?
Jay took us to the burn site, which was in fact the last place that he told us about where he went fishing the day that Linda went missing.
I've worked a lot of cases and I've had a few burnings, but I've never had one burnt to this magnitude that we were only able to find small fractions of bones.
But fortunately, I was able to send it off for testing, and the DNA testing from the bones that were recovered did in fact confirm that it was the remains of Linda. I did feel good about the life sentence. I knew that he would never leave jail alive, and it really meant a lot that we were able to return Linda to the family and give her a burial